Talking with the experts.
Shane Mulgrew explains why professional sports people and elite athletes are born business leaders in episode 321.
Yeah. So what we realized is, because if you think of elite athletes and professional sports people, they're in their whole career, they're in a bubble, and they're incredibly disciplined, and they're probably being told what to do a lot. They're told what to eat. They're told that they have to, maybe if they're athletes, they have to run a certain amount of miles each day. They have to do so many things. So they're told what to do. They're in this bubble, and it's incredibly disciplined, and they're making many sacrifices. Then as they come to the end of their career, there's a gap. Okay, so a lot of these athletes don't make probably enough money just to go and lay by a beach somewhere, So there's a gap of losing their identity. So if you think of a professional sports person or elite athlete, they are in the limelight. They're successful. They're achieving things. Then all of a sudden, that's no more. They're unheard of.
Welcome to Talking with the Experts. This is where we discuss great ideas to take your business to the next level. How do we know these ideas work? Well, it's because we're talking with business owners who are using these ideas. Business owners who have years of experience and expertise. All things business by business owners for business owners. And now, here is your host, Rose Davidson.
Hello and welcome to Talking with the Experts. I'm your host, Rose Davidson from rosedavidson.com. Talking with the Expert is about all things business by business owners for business owners. You can find it on all good podcasting streaming platforms and on YouTube. And today my guest is Shane Mulgrew, all the way from Ireland. And we're going to be talking about business leaders, and he partners with retiring professional athletes to help them build their business to $1 million in revenue using their ECC and private referral institution of global entrepreneurs and business leaders. Shane began his career in corporate sales before moving to online coaching and consulting. He has spent over 15 years in the sales sector, working within a range of diverse markets, all the while specializing in helping entrepreneurs master their health and performance. Wow. Welcome, Shane, and thanks so much for joining me today.
Hello, Rose. Yeah, thank you very much for having me. I really appreciate it. I know we are billions of miles apart here, but it's all good. It's good that we can do this,
Absolutely, absolutely. So how did you get into business coaching after, being an athlete?
I think with a lot of my stories, they all start with some element of struggle or a challenge, So I actually lost a friend suddenly to a heart defect. So I was with him maybe 2 days before, and then all of a sudden he was gone. And I sort of then made a decision then that I was going to try and actually do something with my life. And the very next day I went and got a certification and a qualification in personal training, and I started a personal training business. I did that for 6 months, worked really hard, and then that's when I made a decision that I could actually reach and help more people online. So I brought the business online, and from health coaching, I really developed that into working the last probably 13 to 15 years within the business sector,
Yeah, I had someone on last year who was a personal trainer, and he went into onto online and was doing all of his coaching online. So he's doing like all his PT online, and it was like amazing. And I think, is that similar to what you're doing?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing. But that's all I knew. At school, I was uneducated. I didn't really focus at school. I was obsessed with like sport, and that's really it. So I had really nothing else apart from fitness, and that was sort of my go-to. That was my passion. But then I started to see myself maybe in the same level as others online, so like online personal trainers, and I thought I could do more. I valued myself more. I thought I had more to give. So again, I invested a lot of time into my own development and learning about the brain, psychology, business development, so many areas that I felt that I needed to improve, and then I could help others. So I just kept investing in myself, really. But yeah, that's exactly what it was. I was sort of like a PT online coach, you know.
Yeah, so professional sports people and elite athletes, how do you believe that they're born business leaders?
I think, well, at this moment in time, I'm an elite CrossFit athlete, so I actually use that to get things done and to perform at a high level within my business, you know, and that's why I say that. I think your mentality within being a professional sports person or elite athlete is to win, to get things done. Is you're mentally challenging yourself every day, and business is so much like that. I actually find a lot of the people I work with, a lot of the entrepreneurs that I worked with in the past, and the biggest problems they had was distractions, you know, so not being able to focus on that priority goal or target that they needed just to get done for that day, and never mind that month or year. So I think the mental strength of athletes and professional sports people is something that you can absolutely, you know, use as a great trait, and then bring that into the business world, because that's the big thing. I think a lack of focus and the distractions that go on in the business world is why so many businesses fail, is people aren't getting the priority things done in their days. And I feel high performers, professional athletes, they are mentally strong, and they know how to set a goal and set a target, and then achieve that, you know.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, actually. For them to, go from being a sports person or athlete to get into business, because you're right, business owners need to have that focus and discipline. And I think I'm going to have words with you, because I don't have either of those things.
I'm sure you're probably being hard on yourself, I would say.
Most probably. So you began your career in corporate sales before moving into coaching, and you've explained all that. How do you use your skills to develop relationships and connections, with the people that you're working with?
I think the reason I can really connect with I suppose professional athletes and sports people is because I'm a high performer myself. I know what they go through, and that's why I suppose my target audience, or the people that I'm working with, we really connect. We've something that's really relatable. We know what it's like to challenge ourselves, just like in a fitness or gym environment or sporting environment. I think that's where you can really connect with people. You get similar beliefs and values. But I think in regards to relationships, and I do honestly believe that the key to success in life, not just business, is the relationships that you develop. You know, that's such an important thing, and it's something that's not really practiced enough. I think every relationship is a bridge that needs to be built. Every single relationship, even if you've got people that maybe done you wrong in the past, or maybe people that you don't connect with, I think them relationships are all so important. And that it took me a long time to actually realize that, you know, and that's why we now have a referral institution. But if you're open and you're aware that you can learn so much from just one relationship, just one connection, one person, then you start to be open to so many other personality traits. You know, there's so many personalities that people would stay away from, you know, and people maybe would say they dislike a type of person or personality, whereas I'm at a stage where I'm open to everything here, and I want to learn from people, and I want to connect with people, and then I say if we can help each other out in the business world, then we'll absolutely do that. But I think the connection you make with people globally is so important when it comes to success.
Yeah, I agree. Now, Shane, you are the CEO of Ascentive. Tell me how Ascentive works.
So Ascentive, I'm not the CEO of Ascentive. I'm an executive in
I beg your pardon.
Ascentive.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I just
No,
elevated you to CEO. That's okay.
Yeah, I was just promoted. Ascentive are they're a global licensee franchise model. So I own a licensee model here in Ireland and the UK. And really what they are is they started off like sort of like a networking community maybe 20, 25 years ago. and they developed into a real business institution to help people build their business via referrals, via the ECC, I call it, which is your emotionally charged connection with people. And that's something that really connected with me straight away. And that's why I invested a lot of my own savings into becoming an executive licensee owner. And so what they have is a global institution of connections worldwide that you can connect with these other licensee owners and help my clients, you know. So that's the amazing thing about it, is you're nearly like a part of a team automatically, you know. And if any of my clients need a connection, or they need a certain target, or there's something that I can't help them with, I can connect them to another licensee or franchise owner. That's the beauty of it. But really the key to incentive is their ECC. It's they train people about their emotionally charged connection with people, and how to develop and grow that, and how to then use that ECC to connect with their target audience, or the people that they want to connect with, you know. But again, with Incentive, they are a business development program, and that's why they're such a unique model, you know.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. I think we've got things similar here. Not with sports people, but business people in general. And there are, you know, franchisees amongst the group of that you know, belong to these organisations. The company that has worked with some of the world's leading mentors and coaches. You know, can you just name some, or tell me what industries they're in?
Yeah, so I've worked with, Tom Matson's an amazing guy. I've worked with the two owners of Traffic and Funnels. There's so many people that are probably unheard of globally, so they're not your typical gurus, but we as coaches and consultants, let's say, we value their opinion so much. So people that truly help you, you know, like hold your hand and guide you to a certain target or destination or outcome. Yeah, but there's so many, honestly, there's so many people. I mean, I've always been a follower of people like Jim Rome, who's an amazing speaker. You know, all the great speakers. I mean, Tony Robbins and these guys are all, you know, well known, but I suppose because they're in the limelight, I couldn't probably truly connect with those guys as much as maybe people from the past, you know. But I suppose I couldn't name one specific person that's completely transformed, you know, the way I think or the way I am today or the way I work with people. I think it's nearly like a mixture of everyone, you know.
Mm. Yeah, it helps to take a little bit from everybody, doesn't it? I mean, if you just take from one, you become a clone, and nobody wants to be a clone of someone. Well, I don't anyway.
Oh, definitely not.
So Shane, I guess you know, how do you help you know, these retiring athletes and sports people to generate revenue?
Yeah. So what we realized is, because if you think of elite athletes and professional sports people, they're in their whole career, they're in a bubble, and they're incredibly disciplined, and they're probably being told what to do a lot. They're told what to eat. They're told that they have to, maybe if they're athletes, they have to run a certain amount of miles each day. They have to do so many things. So they're told what to do. They're in this bubble, and it's incredibly disciplined, and they're making many sacrifices. Then as they come to the end of their career, there's a gap. Okay, so a lot of these athletes don't make probably enough money just to go and lay by a beach somewhere, you know. So there's a gap of losing their identity. So if you think of a professional sports person or elite athlete, they are in the limelight, you know, they're successful, they're achieving things, then all of a sudden that's no more, they're unheard of. So there's a real sense of a loss of identity, and then no qualifications or certifications to, or experience even in the business world. So what I aim to do, or what we're doing currently, is closing that gap. So what we do is we bring them on board. We use Incentive, the ECC, the referral institution. We use the business strategies and systems and all those things that are important. But the key is the individual, the the client or prospect themselves. What do they want to achieve after their career? What sort of things have they wanted to do that we can now help them with in order to, well, first and foremost, generate financial freedom. That's normally the first goal, but we want them to wake up every day with that same passion and excitement and challenge that they had in their previous career, so that they don't lose that identity. But yeah, there's so many systems and strategies and all those things to develop a business. What I find the key is the relationships. So what we do is we use their connections and their contacts and all the amazing relationships that they've already developed from the start of their career. And then we start to look at either a service that they can provide or help people with. And then we generate revenue from there with using a thing we call a high ticket service. High ticket services normally are from, we're pounds here, so £10,000 to 25,000, and then sometimes you can go to 100,000. So depending on the value that they serve or the value they offer the marketplace, then we normally provide them with that high ticket service.
Yeah, so it must be difficult for, sports people and athletes to, come to the end of their career and realize that, they haven't, got that bit of qualification or bit of paper or university study or whatever to go on. So I really appreciate what you're doing for them, because I think you are right. There is a gap in their life after they finished, and I would imagine that a lot of them would take the wrong path and not do anything with their lives and end up on a pile somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. You're 100% correct. It's at the end of a career, it's nearly like it's a celebration and a death at the same time, because they want to look back at their achievements, which they should, but then it's no more. They can't achieve those things anymore. So it's like a mix between a celebration and a loss, and they do tend to, maybe it's much easier to go to that party lifestyle until to drink and all other things, and that's where we want to provide them with something that stimulates them internally, like their career. They're getting up every day, something they really want to achieve and work towards, which we're providing them with financial income as well.
Yeah, I think it's a great way to help them. I could imagine it would be a really hard road and a hard decision. When do you give up? When do you stop being an athlete, or when do you stop being a sports person? Because your body's just not up to it anymore. But you keep going because you don't know anything else.
Yeah, exactly. No, you're 100%. It's and I speak to so many athletes that I speak to, is they don't think of that, because they're so focused on the goals or the successes that they want to achieve. They don't think about the afterlife. Their focus is purely on performance and getting things done and getting on top of the podium, so to speak, and getting the first place and getting those medals. Their focus is only on that. So they're sort of hit with a brick wall. Okay, now it's time to look for a new career now. Simple as that. So
yeah, where am I going to go? Yeah, it's just like, wow, exactly. It would be hard. Shane, where can people find you if they want to know more about Incentive?
Yeah, so you can find me on my website, which is just shanemulgrew.com. LinkedIn for any business things, just under Shane Mulgrew as well. If you want to come watch my videos, I'm doing CrossFit, Elite CrossFit. You can jump onto Instagram. You can get me on Facebook. But yeah, anybody who wants to contact me via email personally or have a chat, it's just shanem@ascentive.com. So you can get me anywhere, basically.
Perfect. Lovely. Now, have this referral program, is it only available through you, or is it global? Is it, can you reach people, globally?
Yeah, it's all everything we do is globally. The licensee that each person owns is in a particular place, so Ireland and the UK. But the models, and really we want people to be licensees and franchise owners as well. That's the real goal. But my specific target audience is obviously with professional retiring athletes and elite sports people. But the business models and what we do and how we do it, it can be coached and taught anywhere. Yeah.
Oh, good stuff. Yeah. All right. So, if they go to your website, will they be able to find out more information about incentive?
They will indeed, yeah. So we've a website there, and if you go into the services section, you'll see what we do, and then you can get in touch with me as well. Say anybody that reaches out to me, we just have a chat. It's not in today's world, a lot of people are being sold to, and they're pushed down a particular path. Whereas, look, we just want to have a chat with people and build that relationship. That's the most important thing.
Absolutely, I agree. You go to a website and you all of a sudden got a pop-up and you've got to buy something or sign up for a newsletter or,
Yeah, exactly.
And where you'd rather talk to a real person and find out exactly what's going on. Shane, it's been a real pleasure. Have you got any words of wisdom that you might like to share with us?
Yeah, I do actually. My goal for life in general, the word I use is freedom, because freedom to me represents so much, especially in a world and a society that is so conformed, so restricted. But the key, what I realized a long time ago, is that everything starts from a feeling. So if everything starts from a feeling, the key really to life is to feel good, is to really focus and try your very best to feel good every day. If you can do that, then you will start to see your life change, through days of repetition and focusing on feeling the best you possibly can. Then life will change and transform dramatically in an amazing way. So that's something I learned many years ago. I think if you can really focus and simplify your life, take away all the things that aren't good about your life, take away all the external things, and just try and feel good and focus on that, then your life will change dramatically.
I totally 100% agree with you. If you feel good, you wake up feeling good, then you're going to have a good day, and a good day turns into a good week, and a good week turns into a good month. And then before you know it, the year's finished and you've achieved quite a lot because, you've put all that positive energy out into the world.
Exactly. So many people miss the days. They're so obsessed with targets and goals and achievement, whereas they miss, living. They miss times with, the great people that they're surrounded with, their family, friends. So, you gotta live in the days. That's what life's about.
Absolutely. Shane, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for sharing all about incentive. I think it's a very worthwhile project, and I wish you every success.
Thank you very much, Rose. I really appreciate it, and thanks to all the listeners for listening in.
You've been listening to Talking with the Experts, hosted by Rose Davidson. Make sure you have a look at our back catalogue over at talkingwiththeexperts.com. And be sure to subscribe to our podcast so you don't miss out on any episode. We look forward to your company next time. Talking with the Experts.